Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Trevor Gallagher Drums. If you're new here, thanks for joining us today. And if you are new, while you're here, please subscribe to my channel and also have a bit of a wander through my videos. I have about 180 up, so I'm sure there's something there that you would really like. And for all the people that already have subscribed, thank you once again for doing so. I greatly appreciate you doing that. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at drum thrones. Yes, that's what they're called. A drum stool, a drum chair. The technical name is a drum throne. And I think rightly so, because us being drummers, I reckon we're the king of the band. So we should be sitting on a throne. Anyway, let's get started with this little guy first off. What I should say, actually, before we even get into each different throne I have here, is that you should always buy the best throne you can afford to buy, because the health of your body is really determined by the quality of the drum throne that you sit on. Now the throne that you actually buy should have, all good quality thrones should have a couple of things in common. Big lumpy rubber legs to keep it stable on the ground, double brace to make it strong and adds to the stability of it, and something that's easy adjustable. As with this one, it has a spindle, so I can just spin it to bring it up or bring it down to the adjustment that I need. So it's really handy for that. This particular throne actually has a split down the middle, and the reason for that is that actually helps take pressure off your spine. And that's really important. If you're sitting for hours playing out of practice or doing a gig, it's really important to try and alleviate some of that pressure off your tailbone. Or for the anatomically trained, the coccyx, that's that little bone right on the end of your tailbone. So that actually sits in the middle here on this particular throne and actually has no pressure on it. So it allows you to sit more comfortable and less stress on that spine. So this is a really good throne to have. I would recommend this really for especially a lot of older drummers like myself. This drum throne here actually sits on my practice kit, and I sit on it for hours every day, and it feels really good. I get off with no sort of soreness or stiffness in my back whatsoever. Really good throne for that. And not only for old people, but young people. The more healthy you can keep your spine, that will increase longevity of your playing career. So really important. So that's a good throne. This one's made by a company called Ahead, and it's called Spinal Glide. Really good throne. My oldest drum throne that I own happens to be this one. And this is made by a company called Rock and Sock. And as you can see, just like with the one that had the split through the middle, this one has a little indent right in the middle of the actual seat. And once again, that's designed to take pressure off your spine. This is a really comfortable drum throne. I've had this for about 7 years. It looks as good as the day I bought it. Very well made, very strong double brace legs, big rubbers, spindle adjustment once again. Highly recommend Rock and Sock drum thrones. Now they make others, not only the round ones, they make saddle types. I prefer the round with spindles. They tend to be more stable. And I like round drum thrones because it doesn't hinder my legs when I play. When I'm sitting on one of those saddle ones, I find part of my leg sits on the actual seat, and I find that a little bit uncomfortable. But I suppose it's what you get used to over the years. So Rock and Sock's are really good too. Some of the drum brands like DW, Pearl, all these people, Tama, they all make really good drum thrones. And like I said earlier, try and buy the best one you can afford to buy. So all the drum brand drum thrones, a lot of the top line ones are probably around $500–600 a throne. Yes, that sounds like a lot, but it's important for your overall health of your body and to extend the life of your drumming career to have a good drum throne that's stable and feels good to sit on. And the final one I'm going to look at is a pork pie. Now, this is the top of my pork pie drum throne. Pretty cool looking, hey, zebra. This has really thick padding like the rest of them. It doesn't have the little indent, but it still feels comfortable to sit on because it's so thick in the padding. Good solid wood behind it, so it's not going to break. But what I did with my pork pie, which is the one I'm sitting on, I bought a new top for it from a drum company, a boutique drum company in America called A&F Drums. And this is the top that I put on my pork pie stand. Once again, the pork pie is double braced, big rubbery legs. It's a spindle adjustment. But what I put on top, as I said, is an A&F, and this is made from really high grade Italian saddle leather. It's got stitching like a Harley Davidson, woohoo. And even though it's flat, when you sit on it, it's sort of like a memory foam. So after you sit on it, it starts to squish down a bit and mold to the shape of your bum, basically. It's really comfortable to sit on. I've used this on a few gigs and this feels really, really good. The one that I tend to take to most of my gigs is the Rockin' Sock. And I do that mainly because, you know, I don't want to get this nice leather damage, but I do take it to gigs. The one with the slit down the middle is always sitting on my practice kit. I think I've only ever taken that to a gig once. My Rockin' Sock is my go-to most of the time. So, like I said, it really doesn't matter what brand you get, but get one with double bracing on the legs, big rubbers. I prefer, like I said, a spindle adjustment. I find I can get the seat exactly where I want it. And, you know, the height of your seat, where you put the height of your seat is really, really important as well. If I sit on this one, and I go side on here, you can see my hip is higher than my knee. And this is probably a little bit high. That's the lowest this one goes. So that's not a bad, from an anatomical point of view, a good height for this stool. Also, the Rockin' Sock is probably my preferred height. My hip is still higher than my knee, but it's not up too high. And this I find really comfortable for my feet when I play. So that's something to consider too. Never put your knee higher than your hip, so you're sitting right down like this when you play. Really bad for you. Really bad for your spine, your posture. If your posture is not good, you're not going to play well. I'm going to do a video soon actually on posture and how to, you know, how to actually sit on your stool and when you play drums. Posture is so important. Getting your body in alignment to your drum kit is really, really important. But like I said, I'll do another video on that sometime in the future. Anyway, here's 3 drum thrones that are really, really good. Are they cheap? No. I wouldn't go and buy like a $20, $50 drum throne because it's going to wreck your back through time if you're sitting on it for hours on end. So as I said, buy the most expensive drum throne that you can afford, and you'll be thankful for it down the track. With you. Your body will love you for it. Anyway, on that note, thanks for watching, people. If you don't have a good drum throne, go out and buy one. You know, but probably what you want to do is just go and sit on a few and see how they feel. Any of them that have a little indent for your spine, or any of them that have like a split like this, they are probably the more recommended ones. This was actually designed, this head was designed by a chiropractor, so a spine person. So that's what they came up with, and it is really super comfortable, especially sitting on it for hours and hours on end. Anyway, on that note, I'm starting to waffle. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And also have a bit of a wander around my channel. I've got, like I said, 170, 180 videos on there. I'm sure there's some topics there that you would really like to learn about. So on that note, stay safe, be happy, be kind to people. We'll see you next video. Bye.